Hello, I'm Tracey the Agapanthus Queen from Littlewood Agapanthus Farm. Today we're going to talk to you about the difference between miniatures, dwarves and standard agapanthus. You get different cultivars of different varieties, and sometimes some of them don't fit into what you think is a dwarf or a standard. But we're just going to do the basics of these beautiful blue agapanthus today. So we'll start with the miniatures, and in this patch of agapanthus we've actually got all three. You can see with the miniatures they have a really small and fine leaf, a little bit like mondo grass. And they only grow to about quarter of the size of a standard agapantha. These miniature blues here are well-established clumps. They've been here for quite a few years, and so this is about as big as they get. They then have a fine stalk and flower on the top. The flowers are multiple, and so they almost, when you plant them as a mass, they almost look like a sea of purple. So now we're going to compare the miniature with a dwarf. So a dwarf leaf is thicker than the fine leaf of the miniature, and you've got a thicker stalk and taller as well. Now there is one dwarf that we're going to talk about called a snowball that is a very squat plant. So that's quite a different cultivar, but generally the dwarves are grow to about half the size of a normal standard agapantha, and the flowers are much taller than the miniatures, not as prolific in their flowering, but very beautiful. So you can see the difference quite well there. Now these are standard agapanthus, and you can see quite a large difference in width of leaf between the dwarf and the standard. They grow, of course, much taller, and the same type of flower, but again a thicker stem, larger flower. So basically there's an agapanthus that you can put in every aspect of your garden. Even if you've got tiny gardens, you can use miniatures, and you can use these as a backdrop. To my mind, they look beautiful all together.